Hello Steelers, and welcome back to another hobby update, another bench report. Hopefully I'm going to be trying to get these back onto more of a regular keel. Obviously now Christmas is over. I did one on the 1st of January, but this is the first one since then, so it's been not a couple of weeks, but almost a couple of weeks. But you know, back to work and all that kind of stuff, everything has kind of settled down a little bit again after Christmas and the New Year madness that we had recently. And in that time I've actually managed to paint quite a lot. I've been concentrating pretty heavily on the Napoleonic stuff from Warlord, so the Epic Waterloo box sets, which I'm still working through, the French and British ones. I mentioned it in the last hobby update that I'm hoping to get these done in the next few months, I think. Just knowing how long it takes to paint up a battalion of infantry in particular, and the regiments of the cavalry as well, and how many of both of those and both sides I've actually got left to work through. So, you know, quite a few months worth of work, but I think, you know, I'm looking at probably 4 to 6 months. I think I should probably get these finished. So I'm not really thinking about anything else at the moment, apart from I've got some Vietnam stuff that I want to get finished off as well, but that's not a huge amount of that, and that is something that I can just work on in the background when I get a little bit bored of painting red coats, which I almost did this week simply because I painted so much. Well, last week and a bit. First up is the 1st Battalion, the King's German Legion. I wanted to do some King's German Legion for a little while, so I might do another battalion of these as well, the 2nd Battalion. These guys, some of them at least, were hanging around La Haye-Sainte, defending that around there. We went to have a look at their memorial when I was up on Waterloo a year or so, just over a year ago now. I also went on with some British heavy cavalry as well, and I wanted a slight change from the other British heavy cavalry guards units, which are in red, and I did the Royal Horse Guards, the blues, called blues because of their tunics, their blue tunics, their dark blue tunics. So these guys, these were a nice little unit to add in, and again, just add that little splash of colour to the British, as well as the other units that I've already done for the cavalry, and also just to give me a bit of a diversity when it comes to actually these different types of cavalry units. That's what I was looking for. And also I dug out the British horse artillery as well and painted 4 of these guns. These are the 6-pounder guns, so the smaller ones. So these guys, I just wanted to do them, get them finished. This was a very quick job, to be honest, because there's only a few figures on them. And I just managed to bang those together. And then of course I also painted up another artillery piece and the ADC stroke commander that came with the King's German Legion. I've said it before, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with all these ADCs that I will have at the end of this project, because there's going to be at least 10, somewhere between 10 and 13 on each side, which is way more than I ever need for any game of anything I play. General Dame 2 or even Black Powder, if I was to play that. Just don't need that many of them, so I'm just thinking about what to do with them at some point in the future. Now, in the post, there's not really in the post, but it is something that I bought this week. As it's January, I'm actually trying to keep spending down a little bit, but I bought myself a couple of new, really useful boxes. I've got some of the Warbases box organisers, and I've got some on the way at the moment. They haven't arrived yet. I'm assuming Warbases are probably pretty just catching up with our orders after Christmas, so I'm not too worried about that, but I ordered them a few days ago and I'm just waiting for them at the moment. This is Friday, but I got some really useful boxes because I need space for the Epic Napoleonics. So what I've done here, basically I've split up the British and the French into 2 separate really useful boxes. These are the 9-litre ones. They're always worth getting. I picked these actually up in Morrison's on, I think they're about 6 or 7 quid a box, and then you have the dividers, the MDF dividers in there. These are the 42 or 43 millimeter dividers that come from Warbases. As I say, I'm waiting for some more of them. So you can actually get 6 of these in a really useful box, the 9-litre one, and these are great because they are great specifically for the flags on the infantry and also the cavalry as well. So they're just, you know, there's enough space just above them to sit your flagged infantry and cavalry in. So Always good shout out for the really useful boxes, and I think they're actually a Yorkshire company as well, which always adds to the fun. The second thing that I actually bought in the post, or that came in the post, was this. It is PBI. It is the 2025 edition. This is from Peter Pig. I was made aware of this over on Blue Sky. I can't remember who it was who did make me aware of it, but thank you for that. It's currently only available in PDF version. I got it printed over at Docs Direct. So I bought the PDF here of the actual, you know, the rules themselves, and also the architect's book, which is basically the lists for all the different armies in the Second World War. Just to tell you, it is a company action Second World War game played on a grid. I have done videos of the earlier version of PBI, which you can find on the channel elsewhere. So this is a 2025 update, and I think a bit of a smoothing out of the original 2015 version of it. I see that Peter Pig have yet to update their graphics package. I've got to say though, it is slightly better than the previous version. It is in colour. There is a lot of colour in here. It always makes me laugh in Peter Pig's rules. There's always this streak of passive aggressiveness that comes through in them. If you read them, I think you'll probably work out what I'm talking about. They are very difficult to read, but they are also, there are some excellent rules in there. These are not beginners games, I wouldn't say. This is not something that you can just pick up if you just literally come away from, say, I don't know, Bolt Action or 40k. This is not a game that I would suggest that you pick up, because it comes with a little bit of feels like it has you have to have prior knowledge of wargaming in general to actually to play this, or to read it at least, to understand some of the concepts and things, which you know, that's just the way it is, isn't it? Whilst I was getting this printed, I also got the extra sheets and things printed as well, which you can get these off the Peter Pig website anyway for free, but it's just the play sheets and things. So I may as well get those printed while I'm getting these printed as well. Now I believe later in the year there is going to be an actual print edition of this, which will be available through Peter Pig. As I say, at the moment it's only PDF, so it's worthwhile checking out if you want to get the PDF of it. I think it's about 14 quid, and I think the architect book is also about 14 quid if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, but go and check out the Peter Pig website and it'll tell you there anyway. I will do a proper review of this at some point in the future. I'll also try and play some games of it as well at some point in the future. What I've noticed, having had a quick read through it, is that yes, some of it is a little bit tidied up. So for example, in the old edition there are I think 11 assets, whereas this has now been cut down to 8 assets. So I mean, you know, it's only small things like that, but it's just little bits and pieces like that that have just been tidied up, I think, from what I can see. So you could still probably quite easily play the old version as well as this new version, but I thought at least I'd highlight it, because, you know, I like to highlight some of these smaller companies and things as well. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think it is a good game, PBI, but it is, as I say, there are I have my issues with the writing style, and also the fact that there's about 5 different fonts used throughout the rules as well. But yeah, that's the only thing that I bought this week, because, as I say, we're kind of at the moment just trying to recover from Christmas, of course, and all the spends that we had over that period. Unfortunately, because we've had some really bad weather as well over the last few days, it's been snowing here and it's been icy. It's been quite treacherous on the roads. I didn't actually get down to the club. I was going to play a game of Arcs with Dean, Paul and Dex, but unfortunately I just didn't make it because of the bad weather. I didn't want to get stuck down in Sheffield having to try to get back through icy conditions. So yes, I basically, apart from a couple of board games with my wife, I've not really played a huge amount. That is going to change over the next few weeks, but right now it's kind of hunkering down territory. So I'll leave it at that. Of course, obviously, if you are buying anything from Warlord, please do use the affiliate link. It is down below in the description down there. Also, if you're interested, please do check out Patreon as well. You will get videos early. Any big videos that I usually put out, including these videos, you will get them early as well for as little as £1 a month. Also, same with channel memberships as well. You can join the channel, and again, same. You will get videos early, on an early release, more than anybody else. And if you haven't already, of course, it is free, it costs you nothing, and it just helps the channel grow. I'm looking to get into 15,000 subscribers soon. Please do just hit that subscribe button, and if not, just hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next Storm of Steel video.